Hi, it's James Saracen here to talk about the next Daily Drumming Influences Revisited, originally posted in 2012. Today it is Mark Ford. Mark Ford, most of you will know now, is the head of percussion at the University of North Texas. For me, I became aware or associated with Mark when he came to Murray State University when I was in college. Now, the short story of that is I started at Murray State in the fall of '79 under Tom Van Arsdale. After 2 years, Tom went to get his doctorate degree and was gone for 2 years. During that time, Richard McLendon came in for a year, and then Tim Peterman came in for a year. Now, I did not study with Tim. I was really burned out on all the changes and everything. It was playing a lot on the road. So I didn't, I'd given up my scholarship at that time so that I didn't have to be obligated to be in all these ensembles at the time because I was doing a lot of road gigs but still going to classes and whatnot. So anyway, long story short, I didn't participate. Tim got a job and left and went to Indiana State. And Mark Ford came in for that final semester, which would be before Tom Van Arsdale came back. I believe it was Mark's first teaching job. He was pretty young, and but he was really heavily motivated and driven, and he had a huge passion for the marimba. He had studied with Lee Howard Stevens recently, so Mark was very successful at getting a lot of the percussion majors turned on to the marimba. I had never been a huge marimba fan because I didn't have a keyboard background coming into college, and so I struggled with it a bit. I met my requirements and did what I had to do, but it wasn't my passion. My passion initially was marching percussion and drum set, and it had become more and more drum set as I was going, and had actually considered leaving Murray State to go to a program that was new in Eastern Kentucky at the time called music merchandising, or possibly to Belmont College to do a music business type thing and to get into the scene. Anyway, I ended up staying and finishing at Murray with basically a business minor, which was what most of the degrees that were prominent or becoming popular in a lot of the music departments were basically music area degrees with business minors. So anyway, essentially I kind of pieced it together to create that degree. But I decided to get back involved, so I participated in percussion ensemble stuff with Mark. Anyway, Mark became this indirect influence because of, I tried to take his drive, if you want to call it that, and his passion for the marimba and see if I could apply that to my passion for drum set. And so that's what I tried to do. And whether he knew it or not, that's what I tried to do. And Tom Van Arsdale came back. Mark went on to, I believe he went to Middle Tennessee, then East Carolina, then North Texas. And he's one of the most respected, admired, and higher ups, if you want to call it that, in the percussion world. He's been very active in the education scene since that day, and still is. Of course, we've all heard of what used to be called North Texas State, now it's the University of North Texas. In all facets of percussion, they are prominent, and Mark's a big part of that. Now, all that being said, I'm sure that if you had asked Mark Ford to name the students at Murray State that he thought would make a dent or a life in percussion, I wouldn't have been one of them because, again, I was really driven toward the drum set at that time and not the other things. But I did stay involved in the education side of things. things. And I became the Percussive Arts Society president in Idaho for like 12 years. And started the Day of Percussion there and started becoming active and would run into Mark at PASIC every year. And he would be like, wow, I just never thought that you were going to be the guy that would be so involved. And he's a big part of that because I saw what he did, and I thought, well, I can carve my path if I have some of that kind of drive. So that's what I did, and I always had one foot in the education world and one foot in the real world. And the real world, I meant the real world of music, to where I'm playing recording sessions, I'm playing in the bars, I'm playing with touring acts that are coming through, the hired gun, if you want to call it that, doing commercial jingles, I'm playing on people's records. At the time, whatever I could do to do that. And then I was teaching and active in the education side, and I would also try to participate in the ensembles at Boise State and in the Philharmonic when possible and stuff like that with the Boise Philharmonic. I tried to always balance that. And a lot of that was because of the drive I picked up from Mark. So anyway, to go through his accolades would take too long. He's a great composer. He's written a lot of things that are great for percussion ensembles and solo literature and stuff like that. And he is considered one of the best out there. So I still see him now and then whenever I go to some kind of an event. And so the drumming influence for today, again, these were originally posted in 2012, is Mark Ford.